we've started here. Not showing up on yours yet.
Waiting for memory backup picture.
Do not remember how to do this. Oh, no, we are there. Alrighty.
There you go.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. It's got a delay.
Yeah, it's got a little delay. Alright. So, we're making one of our characters from our D&D games, and thought that we'd film the process, because we used to do some streams back in the day, but yeah, and the process is a bit different now that Eli's in the office. So this will just be us going over. He sketches them out and draws them, and I sculpt them. So anyway, the character we're doing is an NPC who we won over to our side. He was a ruffian town guard sort of fella, but we've made him our party chef. So Eli's going to start sketching him out on the left. It's different ideas, and I'm going to start making out some of the things we know he's going to wear, like the helmet and stuff.
Yeah. So first off, we've got our sort of reference for what do we want him to look like? Is it sort of more stocky, or is it?
I reckon go for the yeah.
I feel like a ruffian sort of group. They wouldn't. My opinion is that they wouldn't want a little scrawny guy there anyway doing much. It wouldn't be good for much, but.
Yeah, but he rolls horrid. So like I think he can be he can be a little scrawny. He could be like the runt of the litter. I reckon he'll have more of a rounded belly, but like narrow shoulders, and but put the chunky forearms on. So like wide in the hips, wide in the belly, but narrow in the shoulders. So he's more of a ball shape. I'm gonna get started on the helmet. Oh, fine. Something's still. Right, there we go. Yeah, so the helmet. I'll start with the you keep drawing, but I'll draw the one we spoke about, which is the flat top sort of helmet, but it looks like the chef's hat. Yeah. So what we still need to work out that name.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Linguini.
Yeah. So
we've been referring to him as Linguini.
Yeah. So not Linguini, but something that vibes that fella from Ratatouille.
Yeah. Alfredo's his name as well. So Alfredo's on the table.
What's the dad's name again? Gus.
Yeah, August Gusto.
August Gusto. What if it's like Fredo Augustus, and it's like a Roman vibe?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Augustus doesn't quite sound. It sounds too like imperial and not like French enough. Yeah. All right, flat top helmet. I was trying to make that flat top helmet, but I couldn't picture it. It's also got to look like moderately like a chef's hat. What is it? Other pastas?
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi. Yeah. What are they called? Fettuccine, Fredo, spaghetti. Ravioli. Good old ravioli.
No. I think Alfredo's a solid start. Alfredo Gusto or something. So yeah, I'll leave that as the start of the helmet, because once we put face, are we going to just basically do the sort of the linguini face? or make it a bit rounder and puffier.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see as he's over this course of the stream how his sort of personality changes and all that stuff. See.
I want to. I'll at least do that. Do the hair. I want to worry about the face right now. But I think the hair sticking out under the. That's why the helmet looks so funny. The helmet looks wrong because it's not sitting in the right spot over the head. I think I like the hair from Linguini in the movie, the way it is. Okay, so there's a cut this one. Yeah, so equipment wise, I reckon he should still be sort of armed with like a buckler, like the small round shield, and some sort of knife or something.
Do you remember what he was using
Yeah.
in the game? I think it was just a broadsword or something like that. But...
No, well, he came from the batch of guards that had bucklers and like short swords. Like I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Nathaniel said it was that's how he was sort of equipped, and then the other guards had like the broadswords and the other gear. So yeah, he can we can change his gear though. He's going to become a player character, you know, as for people who drop in, but yeah, we'll start with that basic sort of basic kit. Right. So I'm gonna mention this at high res. Why can't I get this working? What so for his shield or buckler? What are we going to make that? Is that going that can just be a you know, oh, the buckler is so small, right? That can actually just hang off his belt.
Yeah.
So if the pose doesn't fit one, we can still put that on, just not yeah, it doesn't have to be in the pose. What okay. I haven't even considered what this looks like to watching.
So are these guys so the history of the little group we ran into in this cave.
Yeah, they're from some village.
Yeah, and
they were driven out by orcs.
Part of some militia. So can we assume, and they've had enough time to where they're bringing new people in. So
yeah.
How old is this guy? Is he younger or is he?
Yeah, I saw the picture that he's like 18.
I think that
16.
Well, yeah, there's that, but also the it seemed like he was part of the OGs of this.
Yeah, but he could be the OG and have started as like a 4-year-old. You know, started as a kid.
Part of a militia?
Oh, but they fled the town from the orcs. So he could still be part of the OG and just be like someone's like real younger brother who was like a liability,
right?
And sort of like shunned as like the run of the litter, and he's the cook because he wasn't like as sort of violent as the rest of them or whatever. Like he didn't quite have that sensibility. Like that's one on one.
Until he met us.
Yeah, till he met our party. Yeah. I don't know if this will stick, but I'll put it on for now. No, that's the wrong.
He is useless at roll, so
He is.
I think that
the run of the little ones.
yeah, keeping that sort of worried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worried look might be good.
Hmm. Well, I've done something that that can serve as at least the start of a kettle helm. But I think it will definitely need to change. What I'll do, I'll start working on the hair. Be hilarious if zebra crash during this.
Wouldn't adjust.
Yes. Yes, I was gonna like do the linguini sort of curly hair. Like how it sticks out like quite out under that chef's hat.
Mm.
I was going to start with that. I presume no facial hair.
Yeah, he's gonna be in big well.
Yeah.
Yeah, his hair being a curly sort of.
Just like the bottom of the chef's hat is like pulling it, sort of pushing it down tightly that it just falls out.
A big mushroom.
Yeah, yeah. I have to exaggerate this a lot.
It looks like a bloody ice cream man or something like that. It's drawn him a bit like chubbier.
Yeah, yeah. I think the body's probably all right with the narrower shoulders.
Yeah.
I was thinking about him maybe having some sort of like a coif that's not over his head, so that we can still keep the hair, but
Now, and you were talking earlier about like a surcoat.
yeah, yeah. It's basically
Do we just give him an apron?
yeah, but
he was the previous
chef.
But
I think it can be both.
Yeah.
I'll try and make something and then see how it fits with Jim's glory.
I'll give him that sort of short sleeve.
Yeah.
You wanted that like sort of.
Yeah, I think the rolled up sort of. Do chefs have rolled up sleeves, or do they have
A lot
like
of them like to? Yeah, a lot of them like to have that rolled up sleeve.
It's either that or the like I always feel like they have the sleeves which are really wide at the bottom.
Yeah, it's
That's the image.
in the movie in Ratatouille they've got the long sleeves, but
yeah,
you see there's a bunch of characters like the old Russian dude
2000. Yeah.
who has that same uniform. It's just rolled up sleeves.
Yeah, I think the rolled up sleeve we get to see some muscled forearms, which looks good. Yeah, something like that. It might not work with the rest of the design, but it's the classic fantasy town guard.
It's changing landscape. So.
Yeah, to have that sort of coif with whatever shape that is.
Sweet for now.
I'm gonna split the slip in half. Yeah, yeah. I think like that sort of whether it's got any pattern or not is such a fancy sort of sort of look. Yeah, you want that. Okay, footwear. He's in some sort of cave. Yeah, we find them in some sort of cave, and they fled from somewhere. But I think they're just going to sort of wear whatever they can steal. So we can probably just leave it as some sort of boots, presumably hard capped. Well, not hard capped, sorry, fully enclosed, so the any dropped implements aren't.
PPE if it shows it below.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the same thing I'm doing. That sort of thing, but I'll try and turn it into sort of the studded leather, um, sort of quote unquote armor that they're described with. It's awful lot longer starting from scratch rather than starting from the pre-made assets. Yeah, but so instead of having it split like this, Eli, you can see on mine, I was going to cut that like there. So at the front,
Yeah, so he's got much longer.
So from the front, it will appear as an apron, but at the back, you can see that it was still, or was at some point something resembling armor and shit. But yeah, I think the belt has some sort of tied, like how you tie a chef's apron together. Done. Oh, I like the flipped up wrist.
Worried and
Yeah.
dainty. We just ran through the campaign and he sat in the corner holding it. So.
Yeah, watching listening.
He's got those baker's boy arms, but doesn't use them.
Are we thinking just classic sort of high-ish boots?
It's kind of like a big boot.
Yeah, that's easy-ish to do.
Drawing feet's always tough.
Oh, that's all right. Just draw where the feet is, because I can yeah, I think drawing feet is rough. Sculpting them is yeah, not much better.
Think about it.
That was shoes.
Yeah.
Someone just commented saying it's 5 a.m. where they live. That's the issue with Australia is our work hour time zones are either everyone else is going to work, parts asleep, or yeah, or mornings, not evenings when people are doing hobby. All right, so you're leaving the shoes, are you? You're going to come
I'm
back.
just gonna leave them for now, but I think
I've at least got the shape of the boot. Yeah, he'll definitely need something under the apron though. Yeah.
shorts. I'm not sure, just to make it seem like he's wearing a shirt that's just way too big for him. Oh, what about if he is young and he's like an orphaned
Yeah,
kid in this, like his dad was a part of or a founding member of the militia, and they just kept this guy around as the cook because he's been orphaned.
Yeah,
And
he probably is.
that might be why how my character, the bard, who charisma checked him, why he can relate to that guy so much.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was thinking, should he have any sort of armor at all? Like,
yeah, probably just normal that, but
they're described as not having much, but he could have like a chain. I don't know, maybe not chainmail if he's got like the leather tunic, but it could be just something else to put underneath him. He's going to have some sort of dagger and buckler in his belt
Yeah.
later. That's too low. There we go. The time's only 20 minutes. Oh yeah, I like the pack.
Yeah, like he's just carrying all of our stuff.
Yeah. I think we're going to end up with some pack ponies, so I wouldn't make him carry terribly much.
Some pack what?
Pack ponies. So he's not.
Pack ponies, right?
Yeah, we're gonna. I think we're gonna end up with.
Yeah, maybe not that much, but at least some of the cooking supplies for. We've got another chef in our company as well. So.
Yeah. It's the party is basically dwarves and 2 chefs now.
Good pairing because dwarves are hungry.
Yeah, it's a good pairing. Shame they're not brewers. Oh,
actually, wait, no. Technically, technically, the D&D build that Broken's done is.
He's a brewer as well.
He's affecting the brewing, and that's.
But I think he wants
let me go. That's sort of.
Yeah, he wants to swap it though. He wants to swap it to
He didn't say he wants to swap it, but there's no like cooking thing.
Yeah,
his class is.
He wants to swap the brewing, sorry, to cooking. Like as in he wants Daniel to not just to change it a bit. But so it's still
they can make some beers.
Still make babies, yeah. Shoes are absolutely the trickiest thing to do. I always struggle with shoes. Why? That's up, scratch.
What kind of armor?
Well, the apron is going to have. The apron's going to be the armor.
Right. Like he's going to have what, like a.
Sorry, the armor he's wearing is shaped as the apron. But I don't think.
I get you.
Yeah,
started
thing. Yeah, I don't think he's going to have very much on his arm. So
I don't think so. Yeah.
What class would he be? Like when he becomes a player character, but yeah, so he's going to be the player character for when we have people drop in who are aren't regulars. But what? See, we've got a bard, we've got a priest, we've got a chef already, who is Brendan was a fighter, wasn't he?
Yeah, Brendan's a fighter.
Yeah. So what class is this fella going to be? I think it's just going to be a duplicate, which is fine. But he could.
Honestly, a cleric's not bad.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Or like someone.
Who's the dedicated? I always forget.
Paladins have a bunch of healing spells that are also like brawler fighters.
Yeah.
That might not be bad.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have the most insane character arc going from like the little
Flirt.
Yeah. To whatever he ends up being. So yeah, I'll have to start working. I need to when you're done that, I'll need to get you to do some work on the face because I'll start working on the pack. But yeah.
So it's
actually I also need to do
it's his helmet.
Yeah, well
I feel like that'll get it. It'll look real weird having hair split down the front of his face.
Have a look how I've done it.
Yeah.
Oh, can you see how I've done it?
So you got to scroll up.
Yeah, it's because it's got a delay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's how I've done it. So
okay, right. So
it's split at the sides like linguine in Ratatouille, but it's the sort of the
linguine in Ratatouille.
It's how I remember linguine in Ratatouille.
Have a look.
All right, I'm googling it.
It looks like some sort of surfing dude.
Yeah, but when he's got the hat. Oh, right. So he's got more.
Yeah. All right. Well,
leave it at the sides because you're right. It does look weird over the eyes. But oh, but I think he should have like a big, yeah, like
Have it tall.
yeah. I'll have it taller, but I'll have it like sit sort of like it can't come down.
Where did he pop this helmet from?
From the village. It's they took it from wherever they were before they yeah. It was one of the ones that they took with them, I guess. Whatever backstory we need to justify the helmet for his origin is plenty fine. Um, well, rolled up sleeves. I can start on that. I have to get you to draw the pack as well. From the back.
He is not wearing this helmet, right?
Oh, we should do it.
Is it? Yeah. Should he be wearing an actual helmet, or should
This is an actual helmet.
or should it be just a plot?
I think it should
Because
be.
he's not wearing his helmet right at all.
What do you mean? In the like he's not. It's not sitting on his head properly.
Well, like no, well, as in like what the proportions of this helmet
Are all wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because they're trying. It is still the helmet, but that is how it sits on someone's head. Well, in my one, but it sits on someone. It would sit lower over the eyes, and it would be wider at the bottom. But I think to get the vibe of the chef's hat, his head's going to be a little wide, and it's like it won't fit around his head. So it is poorly fit. Like it doesn't fit in properly. I think I need to sculpt. I need to sculpt the face, and then once I've done the face, then we can sort of assess the helmet. But
So what do you want for his sort of face? I've just made it that he's like a chubby baker's boy sort
Yeah.
of thing.
do you want to do a face next to that? That's a bit larger. Just what? Well, yeah, slightly higher res face, and I'll do that. I reckon we should have the big nose, the big like the ball sort of nose.
That's him with a sort of
Pot, yeah.
pot over his head.
I think that I reckon we can. I'll try the pot after, but I reckon the pot's a fraction comical.
Ah, well,
Yeah, I know.
I think it serves. I think it serves some.
But they have a full armory like in the cave, even if you know that we've just looted. Like I reckon they're gonna have helmets. That's it. Oh, that's wrong. One thing we didn't check was how well can you actually hear?
I think it's pretty well.
You can hear it. Okay, good. We'll listen back to it later and see whether this mic setup's fine.
Well, I don't know if you can hear me that well.
Oh well, it's just speak up.
I might be talking a bit quiet.
Yeah.
Just wait for it to.
Oh, catch up. Am I talking to myself? It seems. I can make it pick up more, but if it picks up more, it will pick up like pen strokes. Oh, you've done it. Yeah, okay. The little nose is interesting. That's good.
Just a little kid.
Yeah, yeah. No, dude, I like the little one. Wasn't how I pictured it, but it works. how's the? Oh, you've got two handles on his backpack. Okay, good.
Yeah, you can hear me fine.
Oh, sure.
I've just got to talk a bit louder.
Yeah. So we'll fix that for another time. Ah, okay. So, despite thinking the head being that hot is comical, painting wise, it could be cool if the scarf thing around his neck is like a tablecloth or like a dishcloth.
Ah, well, like your classic flano one.
Yeah, yeah. That one we don't necessarily model on. That one can be saved for the painting. Yeah, and just the classic like white with blue stripes.
Well, how about instead of an armored hat, he's got like a beret, sort of like chef's beret sort of thing, like a baker, like an old baker. Baker's hat. Look at that.
Yeah, but we're going to lose the town guard vibe.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. But leave it there.
We have sort of in canon. We have sort of given him that.
More, yeah.
We've given him a disguise, different clothes and stuff like that. But,
yeah.
Well,
Leave the face is what's going to take forever. So leave the let's leave the headgear till the end, and we'll once we've done the face and sort of blocked out the hair, we can sort of say, all right, he doesn't look armored enough. He looks too armored. So your fella's shorter than mine, so I needed to shrink my guy.
fella's shorter than mine.
Sorry.
Yeah, this guy's sort of a kid still, but
yeah.
Maybe that might need to.
No, I think that's okay. I just my model that I'm working on is a different proportions, so I'll just tweak it. Make him the right sort of size. You haven't got the belly. Sorry, the belt. The belt looks sort of. It's still sort of tucked in.
Yeah, this belt is
It's just he's
that's
got
sort of just the apron. That's like a
yeah.
Your one's a much more clearly sort of heavier coat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was still gonna once it was posed, I was gonna make this one like the studded leather because we've still got to put the you're putting another belt back, eh?
Yeah.
Because we've still got to have like the sword and buckler hanging off his belt, like even if it is just like a dagger, like a fantasy dagger. This shoe is awful, so I gotta keep working on the shoe. The shoes just sort of. The shoes always need a couple of goes around before the shoes look right. Yeah, okay. So the head needs to change.
What if he's holding the backpack strap, just adjusting it, and he's got his little sword in his hand as well?
Yeah.
Dagger in his hand.
Yeah. Could do. Yeah, try it. I will zoom in on your one's. Well, I'll zoom in as well as I can on your one's face. So you've got a little sort of pinched nose. Lift up the nose. Oh, sorry, teeth. Yeah. Open the mouth. The head is wide, so the hat is funny. And then the lips sitting sort of curled. and the eyebrows are very sort of like angular.
He's just worried, dude.
But, yeah. This will take a little bit to that doesn't look like a good face right now. That looks like a very bad caricature.
This one's
Does he have much in the way of sort of cheekbones at all, or
really just this
No,
guy's just tubby.
it's just fly around? Okay.
Think I'll fire.
Oh, yeah.
It's better. But are we going for someone who's a bit older, a bit more?
Well, Hot Fires, yeah, he's like 14 to 18 in Game of Thrones. So in video.
That's what Scooby-Doo looks.
Holding this. Yeah, well, holding the
Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll see. But
oh, it's got your ears.
yeah, so
Okay, so it's got what? The neck is just.
does he need a helmet at all?
Well, we can lose it. I think it would look good with the helmet that, like, it isn't that on the nose that it looks like the chef's hat. Something is massively wrong with his face.
I just think it. Trying to
Yeah, that's the
Picture
size.
the-
That's it.
just trying to picture the Yeah, so let me just fix this.
Yeah. I'll change mine a little bit to sort of match yours more. Once yours is, you know, is. You can take those round bits away. That was just the one I was sort of starting from. The bits with the rivets.
Yeah, 'cause my only thing is that I don't see much point in him wearing it, this type of helmet, if he's not wearing it properly. No, this, like, kind of loses its effectiveness as a helmet if it's sitting on top of his head.
Yeah, but it's he's in sort of standard issue uniform sort of thing. It might not look. Okay, that's fine. I think it's fine. I'd sit it lower though.
So just his helmet a bit lower.
Yeah, because it should be sitting like the real helmet would sort of sit over just above the eyes. I was putting it a fraction higher on a rounder head, so that it looked more like the chef's hat. Well, why don't you start with it as a real helmet, as a proper flat top, and then
Is it and this little front part sitting over his nose here.
yeah, but that would sort of flick more forward. It doesn't really go straight down. Yeah, that would sort of curl up. Yeah. Oh well, all right.
So yeah. I feel like the whole fit of the helmet would be way different if it was sitting on top of his head. And it kind of just looks like it's just in front of his face instead of him wearing something.
What do you mean Something's wrong with my lower lip?
Like if it didn't have this nose thing, I'd have like
You don't want the nose
that
thing.
nose color. Yeah, it's just getting in the way if it's not sideways or if it's not a pot.
Well, okay. Well,
It's kind of
why
fits
don't
over his face awkwardly.
you curl it forwards like that? Like more like a handle. So it still is the nose guard.
He's got like a rod sticking out in the front of his face.
Yeah, a little bit, kind of like that, but have it curl down first, so it still is viable as like the nose piece, but sort of looks more like a pot. Because yeah, that's why I lean towards this one because it looks like a pot.
That's what I mean. If we're just going, if it looks like a pot, if it smells like a pot, let's just make it a pot and dodge the whole helmet thing because we're going to have this helmet bent out of the way and.
Well, yeah. Well, I think come back to the helmet. Sorry, once we've done the armor and stuff, because right now he looks like a schoolboy.
Yeah, right now he does just look like some sort of baker.
Yeah, but he started out as like a town guard, like described as one. So it's like I think we need to head back that direction, and then
yeah. Did we not change his outfit though?
yeah, but it's going to change. It's going to change. Like it's going to keep changing though, right? Like as in it's not. He's not in a.
Do we want this guy to be?
Oh right,
a
right.
militia?
As he was first described.
As he first described, or is his character changed into?
Okay, yeah, you're right.
He's now our squad's cook. You know what I mean?
I think he will. Ooh, good question. Okay. Well, all right. Let's.
Because if we can get away with having him have his own.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't need to fit in as a town militia.
Not anymore. You're right. You're right.
And they weren't wearing uniform.
No, but they were all equipped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right. That's a good point about the about he's not going to be dressed like that forever.
Yeah.
What about okay, well then rather than what's he wearing right now in the current session, what's he going to be wearing in like 4 sessions time? Like what class are we going to try and make him sort of vibe into? Well, yeah. What if we went down that sort of like paladin sort of route, because we got and made him like a warrior chef kind of vibe, and he because that was sort of that's one option. Yeah, Brendan showing up with the chef had sort of taken that as the primary role. Something real different about how we've both done their eyes.
Hey? Oh.
Yeah, I'll change mine.
Well, this guy, he's just looking. Yeah.
There you go. It's a really short nose.
Yeah, yeah. Like this guy, my guy, isn't really miniature scale. He's just got a very stubby nose. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Now I can sort of see it. There you go. Right. So what if the nose visor is more like more like 40 minutes. We can always update his model as well. Down the line, like I think I'm gonna do another version of mine when
you get yours.
Yeah, swap out Mjolnir for an axe or something, or maybe the lightning. Like I might need a swap mine. to the head after. Oh, the ears actually, because you've got it. You've given him Dumbo ears, and the ears can sit outside the hair, and the ears can sit like outside the helmet.
Yeah.
Just to sort of reinforce that it like doesn't really fit. Well, obviously that's it, provided the helmet is the route it's going, which maybe not. Yeah, okay, all right. I think this is not a bad option. Yeah. Oh, you taking that little thing off, have you? The
Oh, the coif thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
You're trying a couple things. All right, is that the pose we're sort of running with then?
Like he's.
What?
Yeah, he's sort of like running.
Yeah.
Running around.
Sure.
I'll just make a few copies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think the helmet's too big. Yeah, sure. Well, I'll start working on the pose. Was that? I think we're both we agree on the pose. Hips are sort of. The hips are sort of starting a little bit back, and then the other hip sort of.
Brisk runs, all the thing going on now.
Yeah. Well, hang on. So, are you changing the pose?
I'm just thinking, is he running or is he walking, or is it just quietly stepping? What's going on?
Right. Okay. Well.
I think I need to, like, the pose is not going to change much, but the
arms,
the accuracy of my
yeah, sure.
I don't think I've got
Okay.
the pose 100% down yet.
All right. I'll get it. The arms are not changing much, right?
No, it's like that same idea. It's just his.
Is the pack only on then with one arm?
It'll be on
Like sorry, left over the shoulder.
Yeah, it'll be on both, but
okay, yeah.
sort of like tucked over there that way.
Yeah, the more I think about it, I still prefer to keep him as sort of the guard vibe, like. Yeah, I can bring. I'll bring a version of the head across. Anything I change on the head will be asymmetric now. It can go on the other one.
Okay, let me have a look. See, so how have you done the guard on?
Oh, I just.
I think it looks real weird to me.
I think it won't look as weird when the hair's finished. Well, hang on. Hide. But that is well. Have a look at how flat top helmet. Have a look at how they actually sit on people. Because it's they sit. Oh, that's from a video game. Yeah, right, I'll keep doing this. All right. Well, okay. What about this is a compromise? What if he's not wearing the helmet? The helmet's on his hip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, let's have a look. I don't want to just say no.
Yeah, no, that's right. Okay. No, normally they sit way wider around the head, like, um, like this. Normally they sit like that wide around the head. You know, like they're real wide, and they sit way lower. But if it's poorly fit, then it can be like that's the yeah that was where we started with that. But it could just sit on his belt, and it would sort of like it still reads.
I reckon have the flat top helmet and just make him wear the flat top helmet if you're gonna have a flat top helmet.
Oh, wear it properly.
Yeah, because it doesn't need to sit on top high like over the head to get that chest hat. Because a lot of chest hat aren't super tall.
True, it's just the greeny one is sits on top of his head. That's where that stems from. Well, anyway, we'll come back. We can answer that question after. He's got no eyes. That's why it looks funny. Whoop. Ooh. So if your one is there, I need to spin back. Well, in the meantime, I'll spin the full figure to match the image of yours, which is about that. Okay, let's just put in a cylinder. That strap. Yeah, okay. It can be more of a bowl, not bowl, but a lower. It can look like that works. Still going right with change the formats. Right, I will cheat ever so slowly and use the pre-existing hands.
Good idea.
Yeah, but I'll save them time with that. Oh, funny saying it. The thing, the stream image as well as the actual ZBrush, and I can see the same thing moving twice every time I move the cursor.
It's throwing you off.
Yeah, it's so slowly. He's got like a real flicked wrist. Oh, that flicked wrist is good because then it will like the forearm muscles will be like curled up.
You're gonna play a lot of muscles.
Yeah, because he's gonna get the big forearms. Oh, okay, yeah. Swinging the
Like this one's
Yeah.
a bit more like if just town guard idea. Like if you're
yeah, okay, yeah.
he's a bit more. He might be rolling shit, but
We could do this thing is only ever going to be 3D printed. We could do like multiple different arm. Well, we could do different arm sets as well. Like we could do a couple of versions. I just we're a third of the way through the time. Yeah, a lot of time. And I think we're a third of the way through. Like it's we'll see how much time there is. But we could definitely do different arms, like one grabbing the head, one holding an axe. Yeah. I'm gonna do more work on the face, regardless, because the face doesn't bother right. Oh, something's wrong with that.
also I had an idea about what a bandana.
Yeah, give that. We can all, yeah. We can. We could do a couple. You lift your legs way up. Just make my back shorter. I think I need the base, sort of to see him at least touch the ground. Right now the pose is.
This guy looks like me in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, drop it to the base. Double the feet. I've got to change the lean of the body as well a little bit. It's yeah, it's such an exaggerated lean. Oh, so yeah, let's go forwards. Yeah. So are you going? Yeah, you don't bucklers. Sort of you hold it in your hand, like in the middle.
Oh,
But
right.
they look good on your belt. They're fine to be on your hips. Yeah, but that would be on the side you can't see. Takes to draw chainmail, but what would he look like if he had like a big chainmail shirt underneath a tunic, just on the more armored one? Oh, you made it more angry now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, you
running in now.
Probably so. Yeah, it's definitely a different. I don't think it's awful. Um, having the chainmail there, like it looks like literally the way you've got them laid out. It's like level 1, level 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's gotten older and shit. Okay, well, okay, shoes aren't going to change either. But you've angled that foot up now. Can we say the feet are in a final position?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Then I'll start. And pants, are his pants sort of in his boots? Or pants subject change still? I can do.
Yeah, no, pants. Oh, yeah, pants are subject to change.
But I can do generic pants, and then we could. It's not gonna. He's not gonna be pantless, right?
Probably not.
No. Right. We'll try to work out what I can sort of do. That's stick around. Still haven't settled on a name. I think our Fredo was the last one we considered. We'll leave it by the end of this. The vibe is very different, even from like from last week when we were playing the first session. It's changed from what I originally pictured has changed. Even like to this week has changed a lot, and obviously now it's different again.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking like, why? Do you remember the one you did, the guy who was falling asleep on the box?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking literally that, but standing up. Like that sort of or think of the NPCs from like The Witcher. I think the guards.
Oh right, so
No, we're not doing that obviously. Like
we can.
no, well, try one. But that's the sort of level of like when he said, Nathaniel said, they're like, oh, they look like they're just like town guards. That's so the first thing that came to my head was like the classic sort of like armor and stuff, and then this guy was like, oh, I'm the cook amongst them. So that was just what I thought. Like it doesn't need to be that way at all.
Well, that's what I mean. I think I am remembering less of that and more of the just like character that we made afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. I think if it just has a mix of all of them, it will be fine. Yeah, because we were talking about it yesterday, right? Like, oh no, this morning. It's like, are these guys actually evil? And it's just like, yeah, they were torturing someone, right? So, sort of a juxtaposition if he's like,
Yeah, true.
you know what I mean? Like he's.
Yeah, I do get you.
Yeah. It's alright. We can retcon it to say he was uncomfortable with it. So that makes sense.
I think that's specifically said like
He wasn't too attached to them or what?
yeah,
that
this guy was sort of not like throwing slurs about that beast.
Well, the shoes are at least they're on for now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Change the head angle. Did you wrap out the rest, or you put them on another layer?
I just put them on another layer.
Yeah, cool. Okay, nice. Don't like things being rubbed out.
No, I just wanna
Sorry,
get this that town guard that was sleeping like a pity.
Well, it's just that sort of. Hang on, I'll stop to find you an image.
I think need to be older though than what that other previous guy was.
This is the sort of vibe where they've got like the tunic, right, the surcoat, the coloured one, and that's going to be the studded leather, and then he's got like that sort of coif, hat, like that. It just did this sort of like this sort of thing, where it's just the center is like the block like that. And originally I was thinking more like this sort of proportion, but I'm happy where it's going and stuff. But like this sort of thing, like the Lake Town guards in The Hobbit, where they're sort of like this level. Yeah, this literally like this level of sort of like armored, where it's just like a little bit of play at the helmet and stuff like that. Yeah. But that's the image. In my head, the image was like a mix between that and Redania from The Witcher. an old reference now.
With the coif, do they get kept? Is that not like attached to their head?
It would normally go up and up under the the helmet, but it doesn't have to. It can be.
So would he be wearing a helmet with a coif that
Look,
isn't on?
Probably historically, no, unlikely. Well, I've done some models where the coif it is. Well, remember when you got the coif, it's over your ears. So the coif is basically, my understanding is it's padding for the helmet. But you know it restricts your sort of your hearing and stuff like that. So I think it's viable to say, oh look, I've taken that off. I'm just the helmet's just sitting on my head, so I look dressed, you know, and stuff. But it's just you know he's letting his hair breathe. You know, he's not sweating under it. Yeah, that's my justification. Okay. Well, he doesn't have to wear the coif either. He could be wearing like a plate armor sort of one, like a gorget ones. That way, he's still got something around his collar, but it's not fabric. All the reference is gone. We work on the arm still.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right. No, I can work on the pack at least. This will be an interesting body to use for other things later. Right, well, you do have a arm. What if he was like, rather than short, round Linguini, what if he was like Linguini who hit the gym for a couple of months? Like, you made him look much stronger.
Yeah, I have, and he's a bit older there.
Yeah.
Just thinking of that town guard, because how young are these town guards?
They're not getting older. Not most of them. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think not safe to do the apron regardless whether it becomes a SOPO or not. Another question.
Opposed just for dress. We'll see.
Yeah, good idea. So go back to T-pose.
Yeah.
know, it's like I've only done a little bit, but I can sort of see it coming together now. Like it's starting to look more like the ones that I'm thinking of medievally. Like
Yeah.
now that I put this on, and rather than the belt like that, we could tie it together like the apron. So it's still a belt, but okay. Well, all right. What about this? What about this? Right. You know how mad segue. You know how Sam Sulek at the Olympia wore his trunks down too low or his underwear down too low, and oh no, at the Arnold Classic.
Yeah.
Sorry. So other way around. At the local show, he wore his things too low, and he said, "Oh, my bad. I used to be a diver, and that's how I used to wear my trunks when I was diving."
Yeah.
What if this guy is older and used to be a chef back in the village before they were overrun by the orcs, and now he's like sort of like a mercenary sort of thing, and he still sort of dresses. He's got the old habits, so he still ties his apron together. Still ties his belt like it's an apron. His surcoat is that sort of shape, and he's got the kettle helm. So he's like, he visually has all the sort of the shape language of like a chef because he used to be one, but now he's like a soldier.
Right.
That's and we've still got to tie that back into he's lost all of his confidence, and his arc is going to be getting it back. So he's going to be a little bit older. He can still be. We can still keep the clothes. I think that's not too out of picture. Sorry, but
I feel like it's so with the hair on your one there. I don't know how much hair would be coming out in front of the ear.
Oh no, not very much. We can knock that back. Like that was just. I think I like one strand in front of the ears, but we can like that. Yeah. I have to change my head if we do change directions like that. But this guy's really gone in a couple of different directions.
It's crazy how different how like you hear same story but two different things.
Oh yeah. I think regardless, I'm not going to worry about going back to the T-pose to edit the hair dye.
Yeah, it's sort of like shoulder cape or something like that. Town guard sort of.
Well, what about the gorget we were looking at like this?
Being...
Oh, it's the metal plate you wear around your neck.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of like a classic sort of vibe. Let's put the arms back off. Watch it. We'll finish this. We've got two wildly different ideas, and then we'll show Nathaniel, and he'll be like, "No, he was meant to have this."
Da. How do you spell gorget?
Gorge. Yes. Well, Rob Stark.
Gorget is a fucking...
No, that's not it. You know, like Rob Stark, how he's got like the brigandine, the brown coat.
Young Rob Stark?
Well, yeah, alright, Google Rob Stark. Yeah. See, he's got his armor. That's the gorget.
Yeah.
That's like a classic. That's like a classic fantasy sort of a thing. You don't really. You dropped it though. Yeah, you don't really wear things. We've changed directions so many times that I've run out of You right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just drop everything. Oh, yeah, okay. I can see this coming and going.
It's I'm sort of like I don't think the little boy idea, which is what that all that shit's based on, I don't know if that's gonna work for the sort of story that we want with this guy. Because yeah, it's either he was a town guard. If we're going to
He
keep
was a chef. Was a chef,
yeah,
but now
he was
he's
a chef, a town guard,
whatever.
or um, whatever he was, and then also capable of torturing a beast, capable of torturing a beast and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be a nervous little boy.
Okay, so we're ditching the little boy.
Yeah, have to ditch the little boy
Oh,
unless
well,
we want to just retcon it.
yeah, well, we can ditch the little boy. Well, yeah, well, you can make on it, but well, go a bit further with this one. I can still adjust this pose to make it strong. If I have, to make him look like he's striding and he's confident. But we've got to start locking in the design so that you can start colouring.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. What colours? What colour is this tunic in your head?
Well, in my head, with this studded one that you wanted, it would have been Rob Stark coloured.
Oh, brown.
Yeah, like leather and steel studs or whatever.
See, I pictured red. The studs probably alternate, like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait to place the studs on my one. Yeah, they'll be sort of flattish panels. Yeah, I'll wait to place the studs on this one until we've done. We know where the arms are. All right, so we're not using that. Now we'll do. Yeah, well, the studded tunic can be sort of any color because it can be dyed.
Yeah,
it's just gonna have plates in it. So the Rob Stark look, that's brigandine. That's got metal plates between the leather. So look at. Oh, I'll send you a photo. Oh, that's someone who's because it's more.
I think either having, if he's got like an overcoat sort of thing, like if this is mail, chainmail,
Yeah.
just get some scribble in.
Okay, what does the description say? Yeah, this is the sort of thing, the sort of studs, sort of almost witchery.
And then he's got like a long sleeve under his chainmail that's been rolled up.
Yeah.
So that you get the rolled sleeves, because I feel like that is a classic chef.
Yeah.
Look at any thing of like Gordon Ramsay.
What if it has sort of the? We could do it like this, where it's got the sort of the quilt look. The quilt look doesn't look greatest when it's over the front. Yeah.
I don't know if he'd have anything quilted. It was like a band of bandits.
Gambus, yeah, but it's gambeson, like it's just kind of everywhere. The chainmail though, that's we can do the chainmail because it looks correct, but that would and he'll probably level up. He'll probably turn into like a fighter, right? He'll probably just be our generic beat stick. Someone shows up and it's just like, beat blokes up with this guy.
Yeah.
Alright, I will have to amend this pose. I'll work on the gorget. The gorget as well can also just be the front. Is it going around all the way to his back, or is it just sort of on the front?
What's that?
This piece can be just there, or it can be a full neck.
Well, you're not really going to need to bother doing it because it's going to have to be covered by a pack. But
Yeah. Yeah, but still.
is he getting the shoulder pads?
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, take off the chainmail and do shoulder pads.
Big Rob Stark shoulder pads.
Yeah, they don't have to be as giant as Rob's, but I can take off the chainmail because the chainmail's like way better gear than he has right now, or will get for many weeks. Yeah, there you go. That's classic.
Asymmetric. He's got.
They can definitely make the asymmetry from dense, I think, and wear and tear more than two different sets. This guy should be like a Richard. Oh, I was gonna say if his story had lent more into like that he was torturing the creature.
Yeah.
He should have like become like a paladin or some shit, or some sort of like cleric, or
Yeah.
more like a paladin, like a warrior. And he's still a warrior, but like of life or some shit.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, I was a despicable person. I'm now going to atone. We're coming up with all of this just for Nathaniel to kill him next week.
Dude, he's gonna die. So, Nathaniel tried to kill him last week. Did you hear that?
Last week?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yesterday. Yeah, he was like, if you guys didn't like run into that, run past that spider and clap him, he was gonna TP into the room and blow up the two NPCs we just saved.
Oh no! He said I think he said I thought he said the opposite. I thought he said that two NPCs were going to jump the wizard if I didn't get him. Regardless. Yeah, all right. Yeah, this is a lot more sort of what I was thinking. This particular one,
yeah,
where it's sort of like, okay, he's clearly, but yeah, I actually like the Brigandine look.
Yeah.
We'll do the Brigandine look because we want it to be shorter at the back, right? And Brigandine has metal plates under.
Yeah, so it makes sense that he's just the front of him's padded.
The front of him has got way more than the back.
Yeah.
Tied at the hips. Yeah, I guess I have to do definitely have to do a fair bit of re-sculpting. But I think it'll be pretty quick now. I think we've sort of locked in the vibe. This is going to be like the biggest bait and switch. It started off as like a little boy.
Yeah.
Is now old guard man who's done some shit he's not proud of.
Imagine rocking boots like this on your day to day.
Sorry? Can you imagine?
Rock, yeah, just big, disgusting, ugly boots.
They're not the ones you got downstairs. Oh, okay. The hands out the side.
That's just so that's I don't need to draw. In front of his, you can see there's pans and pots and ladles and shit hanging from his pack.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do this?
You might need a. Yeah. All right.
That's
what's the look like there?
Two fucking chef's nose. There's a little leather.
Oh yeah, yeah. That'd be good.
And then the tie can be off to the side or something anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. We're halfway through the time. We better hang on, so you've changed the pose drastically.
I've changed the pose, but that's not for that's just for the purpose of getting stuff on and remove the dress. Just
Okay.
getting dressed.
Sure.
Really.
So
So I know what the hell he's wearing.
am I gonna change my guy to match to just keep the same old pose?
Yeah,
but
I
just,
think the shrug's a bit boring. He's just sitting there shrugging.
he can
Can
be leaning like back like that, like a whole lot more.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, exactly. No, I think that's exactly the vibe I wanted. Like he's on what his pack's like sliding off because he's got his hand up in the air with his knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that's perfect.
I just have to yeah. All right. I'll
And
make
he's got that and he's got like a jumping run, like where the weight of his pack is just going up and down as he's running, and he's just like sliding off his shoulder because he's pulled his knife out or something like that.
Yeah. All right. I'll change the. I'll tweak the head in a second. But I was going to give him like that sort of curve through here.
Yep, that's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So this all needs to actually no, not those two. That one. That's probably the only thing left to change. Get back. Now I think you should be yelling, not like or just.
His mouth's open.
Oh, hang on. So what?
Yeah, yelling's fine.
Can you show me the other layer?
Yeah.
With the pose that you changed. Okay, so you've done the arm like that.
Just go.
Just put them in the Discord so I can at least see your pose. Yeah. I was sort of hoping the drawing yeah, I was hoping. Can you make the drawing like I can just copy paste what's in front and put it off to the side. Make the drawing match the figure, like as in.
So that pose with all the new gear and stuff.
Yeah, just so that they look the same. Yeah. Right. Okay. So the head is definitely going to change. The arms are. I don't actually mind the arm out to the side. Like
like I think
balancing.
Yeah, exactly. Like sort of wading through the air. His pack's that heavy. He's like, let me get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe move. Yeah, I just thought he was just like because he's going to tip over this way because it's so heavy. So that's why he's got the arm out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, and he can. Yeah. I think having the knives on his belt's fine. Like
yeah.
that.
You have you put that image off to the side somewhere?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, we've got to get moving. And you've aged the face a fair bit, so the nose is.
Yeah, I've aged his face.
And changed the expression a little bit. So I can do that. So put more space between. Yeah, so he doesn't look nearly young now. It's gonna have an interesting sort of face just from the way it's moved so much. Like
thinking James May cross who's the fella from Shawshank Redemption?
I haven't seen that.
Ooh,
yeah, but I'll come back to the head, but that's not.
This guy.
I think the head needs to be looking a different direction.
This guy. Imagine this guy with the long poofy hair.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like the big button weird nose. Not button nose, but
Yeah. I'm gonna change the head to look more like down, like this. Like I don't want to actually. I don't actually want to sort of more direct.
I think this one he's sort of looking the opposite, like the opposite.
Yeah,
the opposite angle.
I
Like
did.
he's looking up, like.
Yeah, I had it. I had it more coming across. I think I prefer it where it's going more direct where it's headed. Because the leg is so extreme.
If it, hang on, check if it's going the opposite of where he's headed, as sort of like. So when you are falling this way, you're like looking up to sort of.
Oh, right. You mean? Yeah, I think that just looks at. Yeah, wrong one. I think that like that. You mean? Oh, hey, it's not. That's not up. I know.
Yeah.
I just thought that was just sort of off in La La Land. Like he doesn't. He's just sort of.
Perfect. His ears up in La La Land. He rolls wands every time.
I'm not sure what to do with the other arm yet. I don't mind
What other arm?
that one.
The other down arm.
Yeah, I don't mind it being like right now the elbow is bent. But one option could be if I sort of. So I'll need to move it at the shoulder again. But
So he's like hold like on a balancing beam sort of thing, like where you've got your
Yeah.
arms out.
yeah, that's way too far back. But yeah. Give him a moustache. Someone said.
Give him a mo.
Yeah.
What kind of mo?
What kind of moustache? There you go. I think that's a way to throw it back.
We got this one. Oh, he's got one tooth. Big, bushy. Get the chin.
Yeah.
Where is the chat?
It's off to the, you're covering it up with pure ref. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, what kind of moustache should he have? I think he works.
I do think he works without a moustache.
Yeah. We'll put one on and definitely try one. But
You know what could be fun?
because his face has already got stuff on it.
You know what could be fun?
What?
Is a moustache that does this.
Oh, goes off to both sides.
Yeah, he's running through
Yeah.
the wind like he's like.
Yeah.
Moustache is just he's getting out of the way, and so is his moustache.
Yeah. Okay, so I think actually I do like the elbow tuck. And just tuck it back. And then tuck that shoulder back as well. Alright. We've got 80 minutes left, so we're 20 minutes past halfway. So yeah, I reckon on the one Eli that is in the right pose. I'll say, are you doing arm? Is arm up or is arm balancing?
Am I doing what?
Is the arm up or?
In this one, I haven't changed it from the original drawing yet. But
So is the arm going to be where I've got it, or where you've got it? So this is what balancing looks like. We can change it a little bit to be like. I think the balancing will actually look good with once the pack's on. It's, you'll need.
Yeah, you do kind of need the context of the pack to make it make sense. But
Can you do like okay? So we've got Yeah, 80 minutes. Can you do a quick sketch at the back of the pack? Sort of what's sort of there, and then once you've done the quick sketch of the pack, can you not hide the rest, but make that one bigger and do a coloured render or a detailed render, proper render.
What do you think about his moustache?
Leave it there for a minute. We'll I'll have to think about that. Not sure where I stand on the moustache at the moment. So we've got a bedroll at the top. What's the rest of it? The pack.
Big bag.
Yeah.
And then
sketch it
yeah.
out.
Okay, I'll
Yeah. Just real quick, look. Because we've got to get into the final render. What is a soul patch?
soul patch.
In the context of a moustache.
I'll set it for a soul patch. So that's underneath his lip. He's got the top of pretty much.
Well, that's not awful. Do the moustache the way sort of like that, and then a little bit of hair. Yeah, I can see him having that because his capacity to shave is limited.
Yeah, yeah.
So hair's just going to be growing wherever it's growing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's not a that's a solid gesture actually. Yeah.
Does Ramrod approve of the does Ramrod approve of the mustache flying over the cheeks there, or is that two Colonel Sanders with the South soul patch?
What if it was tucked down a little? What if it was like tucked down over the around the lips? I originally thought I don't like the moustache idea, but then once he said yeah, putting the hair underneath, I do like the hair underneath the lip.
So let's just get rid of this.
And now that the hair's underneath the lip, I think okay, I can now see it with a moustache.
He's looking like, who's that Scottish bloke?
Yeah. He can't. He's got a disease at the moment.
He had a stroke or something like that, no?
He plays Dane. But
yeah.
We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing. Just like the character, yeah.
I've done horrible things.
Oh, it's in the Battle of the Five Armies.
Talk about horrible things.
Yeah. He's sort of gonna look like a red coat, because he's got the pack.
Yeah.
I don't know. Your Napoleonic knowledge is not up to par, but bro, leave some.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, let me. I'll take some screenshots. Okay, move it away.
Yeah.
You can go.
Draw, shrink it and put it
No.
on.
Yeah, well, no. Start doing your coloured render of the final thing.
Oh, okay. Do you want the pack or?
Quick pack, and then get on with the coloured render. I have to do knives. I have to do pots and pans. Knives. Send that. That's one. How do they hold knives in that sort of?
What?
No, you keep going. I'm just sort of thinking
that,
loud.
that leather
Yeah.
thing on the. I think it's just you've got the sheet of leather that covers the lap, so the knives don't sit there and poke you.
Yeah.
As you're running, and then you've got the. You'll have a narrow pocket for the tip of the blade to sit in.
Even for this one? The butcher's.
No, the butcher's knife probably not.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I'd say with the
thinking about.
butcher's knife, probably. Oh, what have they got? So they've got the hole in the. No, they've got.
Work on the pack.
Yeah.
First,
You can still do the small pocket, I guess, but
Oh, yeah, just leave it as a what's it called?
or stick a rope on the end of the knife and have it tied to the belt or something like that.
It could be just sort of suspension of disbelief. Yep. I will finish shaping all of these tools. I just want to. I'm going to sketch them out, and then only do detail only one side of them. Yeah. Well, I think that's on the right track. Oh, let's see.
These little things down here could be.
Really, you're drawing it. Oh, you're drawing it where I've got it covered up. Yeah. Okay.
Right, it's got pots. Off of it.
So what's under his brigadier? Probably just a t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
With the roll-up sleeves.
Yeah.
That's fine. Not brick. Yeah. I'll probably do the leathers. So that's going to be super easy. Much easier.
Most importantly, on the side we haven't seen, it's going to have, garlic cloves next to chin, hanging off of his bag. Maybe some herb.
Yeah. The secret herbs and spices in the cake.
Yeah. What did you say? Salt and oregano is what he's got.
I think Brandon said that.
Yeah. Oh, Nathaniel did. Yeah.
No one who's a cooking person. Yeah. The only season that matters is salt and pepper. Cool. Just I'll screen cap that. Put it aside. Oh no, now you got 70 minutes to do the full rendered one.
This I'm gonna settle him with the arm out.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, like it's on a big stroll. Lumbering around. This one was almost. It's crazy how different this one almost was. Yeah. All right. Now that he's character personality is set. What's his name? Alfredo Gusto?
Oh, what was the Gusto?
Well, it's Gusto
August-
Augustus, but I think Augustus
August-
just sounds like way too like Roman.
Not Augustus, but just August. Gusto
So,
is his name.
so Alfredo. What?
His name is Auguste Gusto.
Yeah, what's this guy's name? So the chef is Auguste Gusto.
Hmm? And Alfredo Linguini is his his name.
What if it was Auguste Alfredo?
Stop.
No, I'm trying to come up with what it is. I want to know what I'm going to title this. Like what we need a character name. Yeah. Obviously, we've had the whole meme over red's not a color, but I do think red would be a good color for the tunic.
Yeah.
Don't do the square patches in the tunic. Do it the way I'll do it, because I won't do this. I won't have a chance to do the square patches, like the brigandine. And I think the brigandine as well is like akin to plate armor. I don't think brigandine's the wrong vibe. Anyway, so it's not lost anything. Did he have any sort of like arm guards or something, like a band braces or something? But I think we want to keep the muscled forearms, which is not much other skin to paint. The silicon's arrived already. I can do molds tomorrow.
It's ridiculous you just done that.
Well,
Well,
that's
already.
oh yeah, I mean okay. That is true. Us with the folds. Ooh, I better do under here actually. What does that say? I don't need to do what here. There you go. All sorted. Wrong with the share screens or something. So it was just telling me lines or something. So that's that. I could put this guy in the Bretonian army. It's just one of the many men at arms that can have the right vibe. Two. Two. Ooh, I was actually thinking about making those full plates. Are you making him sad? Espresso.
What are you what hang on, what's
Ooh.
yeah.
No, I'm not. I don't have any strong feelings about the face. I'll do whatever.
Like if he's unbalanced, I'd sort of go like uneasy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But we're sticking with that the hair as as it was, the facial hair, sorry. So basically it's just going to be the eyes.
So what was it?
Oh, no, sorry, the facial hair.
Woo!
What? I'm not leaving it like that.
Yeah, sure thing. Are we doing the sort of like blown over facial?
Yeah, I was going to do that, and then sort of, yeah, I like the idea of the hair under the lip. Yeah, yeah. That way, it also means I can do that, but I don't have to worry about changing the. It's only going to be like super minor because there's not much room on that top lip. Leave that for the moment, and then that. Body, we need this piece. Alright, and then it's just the pack. Okay, I think this is going to be doable to get the sculpt finished. I'll change the helmet to be plainer like yours. I think mine got overcomplicated. It looks better just being plain. Yeah, and it looks better. It's sitting down over their head. Well, I should be able to do this quite easy. Yeah, the helmet looked better. Yeah, sitting down, and it still looks like the chef's hat. Still has the right vibe. Oh, okay. Bushy eyebrows.
Oh yeah, are we going for that still?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're leaning into that a bit. It can be older. As soon as you add bushy eyebrows, it just says age. I haven't updated the head on the T-pose, so he still looks super young in the T-pose one, but so in that case, we're going to go. And then you've got the rivets around the top, those little ones. No, it looks correct. That's right. It's funny that they're a funny shaped helmet, like they're, but that's perfectly correct for a flat topped helmet. They're only used for they only really show up for like a real short period of time in history anyway. And most of the time they have that face plate, but the face plate doesn't fit what we're doing. Blur. Sorry, not backwards. And just shorten it. fun. Yeah. Straps. It's a helmet. Would it be? Is it easier? Did you say it's want to draw with color? If you're going to do color, or are you going to color after?
It's yeah. I'll just get his head down, and then the rest of his body.
Yeah. At one point, I was going to have the ears stick out of the helmet, but we ditched that. Probably rightly so. Yeah, no, at least in the figure, that looks perfectly correct for the helmet.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. I just need to do the pack now, and then he's well on the way. 50 minutes to do the pack. Let's put So it's less obvious on yours, but I've given him an undershirt. Sorry, it's in the shirt with the sleeves. Is like a shirt that's tucked into his pants.
Yeah.
So yeah. That. Right. So he sort of looks like he's got the British webbing pack, like the Australians we did. The way you've drawn it
Yeah.
is literally the actually I forget what they call that webbing. But yeah. And yet another example where it would have been great to Nick.
Why don't you cheat?
I already cheated throwing his hands. No, the goal is to be able to sculpt so quick that it looks like a time lapse. Like one of them videos where they do the drawing. Gotta change the straps ever so slightly. Or only ever so slightly. Sorry, not the straps, the backpack. But no, I ended up putting it back in. Is he gonna be tanned or what sort of skin tone are you gonna do?
Just
Cool.
not
Average.
not tanned. Yeah,
Just average Caucasian.
just average Caucasian. What colour hair is he getting? Red hair?
I'd say like black.
Yeah.
He could always have some like
Yeah, grey.
grey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That was fine. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, put some ginger in his beard just for fun of it. Let's see. You pull the thing back. Yeah, okay, no, those latches are fine. Let's get the bag latches fine. Cool. That's going to get put into strap, so that can now hit it. Oh, good.
Yeah. I think I'm just getting mixed up. Should probably fucking just figure out what like his line work first or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not going to make it to a full color,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
well, if you're not going to make it to a full color, just do a black and white for this one. But color would be good for the next ones. But, yeah. What does it say about his character that he's wearing the? Oh, actually, no, he has got both sleeves. So I was going to say he's that kid at school who wears the bag with only one arm.
Oh yeah.
But no, he's over both shoulders, but he's only. But he's not. But because I've made it older, I put more of a crease in the eyes, so it's a bit more sunken. Oh, have you done a fraction of a beard? Okay.
Oh, in
That's
that
double beard.
picture, but that's yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be.
Yeah. Oh, might do that. I'm pretty close to being finished. I've just got to basically do the details.
kind of chest thing have you given him? Yeah.
Oh shit. I will put the buckler on his belt, and I'll put a sword and scabbard on his belt, but it won't be in the drawing, basically, because the drawing has it just tucked away. It's on the other side, but I've obviously got to do 3D. Yeah, I like the curl down though as well.
Curl down what?
The moustache, the way you've just curled it back down.
Yeah.
I rate that idea as well.
When people curl their moustache up, it's usually when they're trimming it and stuff like that. If some guy's been sitting in a cave.
No, it's whatever's growing is growing.
Yeah.
I haven't yet done any shoulder. Yeah, but I'll do that now. It's a weird juxtaposition, the way the like the tunic is sitting with like it look on one hand it looks like the sort of the fantasy armor. On the other hand, it is the cut being at the sides, not the center, is weird. Because this is not for metal, it's a lot more grainy. With like that arm out to the side would be automatically a separate planet, unless it got tucked in. You know how one of the figures, or some of the ones you've seen painted, right, have that 5 o'clock shadow, that grey.
Yeah, yeah.
We should totally do his forearms with like the same painting techniques.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yep. I'm gonna have to do a little more work on that. A bit more about that tunic. So what has he got? We reckon just a sword on his hip, or
no, not swords. I reckon just give him chef knives and stuff like that.
nothing, just the knives.
Yeah, just knives.
All right. Where have I put your little sketch of the pouches?
You're not going to be rolling shit anyway, so I reckon just
Yeah.
I reckon just give him just like he hits people with his chef knives and he fucking ladles and shit, just like
Yeah.
old mate.
Yeah. You can have a little short sword, I guess. But I'll do that last. Yeah, if we get to it, we get to it. If we don't, we don't.
We'll be sticking out of his pack somewhere or something like that.
Yeah. That's the sort of thing I was thinking.
How big have you done this pack? Just so I can look see. Like, are you going to be doing it sort of the size of a school bag?
Have a little look, just like that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, school bag's probably less.
Yeah, it's a little tiny bit smaller. Sweet.
Yeah. I was going to make all the stuff hanging off it, so I've kept the basic one.
Yeah.
Sort of on the smaller side.
Perfect.
Yeah. 40 years.
What's going on? Oh, hey. Yeah, I'm still at work. I'm doing a live stream at the moment. Like,
And answering the phone.
yeah, and answering the phone, so I probably should call you back, but yeah. Yeah. Love you, bye. Bye.
Sorry, Mom.
It's my mom. It's my mom.
Sorry, Mom. I'm busy. Am I still at work? How does this knife thing doesn't work? I have no idea.
What thing?
Oh, I'll put that little.
Don't worry about a.
You wanted that for the.
Just do a different another pointy knife, but it'll stick on.
Yeah, I have the knives.
Yeah, like if you can't figure out how it's going to work, like
Well,
one's got a strap around there, so it slips through a big loop.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, I'll work it out. I just need to see one.
Yeah. You can just do one knife.
It looks good with the two.
Yeah.
But the knife need to be inside of the pouch. And that's going to be up there, which is going to push it a bit.
Yeah, it's got like a loop. That bit of leather needs to be quite a lot bigger.
Like longer?
Bigger in every direction, just so that, number one, it's got a loop of leather around the handle.
Yeah.
And then like a little pocket for the tip of the blade.
Yeah, I can still do that. At this size.
Yeah, and then that, but it's also got to have enough room for the
other one.
The other knife
doesn't have one on the other.
Big.
Oh, it looks like it's a square there.
Yeah, but it should have a.
Why don't I put like
that one there?
What? Yeah.
I'll put it in the Discord.
Oh yeah. Why don't I do? I could do a different type of thing around it.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
And then.
Sorry, I mean with the big butcher's knife one, I could do it more like a like when you
can honestly tell you what would be cool.
What?
Tucking it into the top of the belt.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And
having the blade upright.
Yeah, having the not having the blade upright, but just tucking the big flat blade under his in his belt. But or you could have it dangling from the thing and just have like.
I was thinking one of the blade covers that you have on like saws. You know when you buy a saw and it's got that like bit of plastic on it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking like, what about one of those that straps over, so that it can hang.
Oh yeah.
But not
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah. Like almost like a book cover for his blade, like a one thing that sandwiches over the blade.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I think we're talking about the same thing.
Or are you just talking about just for the edge?
Just for the edge is what I had in my mind.
Yeah.
So that's alright. Cool. He does definitely need something else though. Like,
Yeah, you can just do like a chef knife and then a carving knife, like a smaller blade.
I like the combination of having both of them.
You just might need to make that leather pouch a bit bigger, or just don't worry about it.
Or do a separate one.
Well, yeah, the other leather thing, that's not so much for
Okay, alright.
that's not so much for the edge. No,
Yeah.
that's not so much for the edge. That's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it doesn't poke him in the
Yeah. I'll
the
make
thing,
this, yeah,
so-
I'll make this bigger, but I just don't want it in the center then.
Yeah.
So that it should
have
have.
to paint it.
Well, I'll put it off inside. Like this, that'll be fine. So split hidden, but then put the belt back, and then yeah. Because I don't mind that piece being bigger, like, but if it's going to be bigger, it's got to be not like in in the center where it's covering up the armor and stuff.
What do we do in these boots, like the tall boots?
I think you might need
Under the
you might need to stick with what I've done.
Just under the knee, yeah.
Yeah, I won't have a chance to change it.
Yeah, see, no, that's
I can also make that the other knife. Yeah, I'll make that other knife a little bit more shorter. Next blade. Change put that back where that was. Still needs to get bigger again. You said you put it in the Discord, that other image video. Right, okay. Yep. Gosh. Oh, right, that's very different to what I've done. Right, okay, change what I've done.
it's not super different, but I like it.
I already wrote it out. Yeah, I could Control Z, but no, I prefer it the other way. Yeah, that's what the other way was sort of what I was sort of thinking. But, now this one needs to come under the axe. Got it. Alright, so there's this butcher's gear. I think I'm going to move, because you haven't done it yet, so it's okay. I'm going to move the, where the belt's tied up to the middle.
What's that?
I'm going to move where the belt is tied up.
Yep.
To the center.
Is he? Yeah, it's just gonna be like a knot.
A knot, yeah. Cool. Yep, that's pretty consistent. Let's have a look at
the blade sheath.
I've just got the one at the moment.
Yeah, sick.
I was just going to do the right.
I only need the one.
Yeah.
So I can't see the other one from.
Yeah. Save the detail for when they're merged together. Okay, forearms done, arms done. I think all I've got really left is the shoulders. Crap. Oh, let's start with this. Rotate back. Make it smaller. I'll finish it first and then I'll show you. But the that shoulder piece, the shoulder armor, I haven't done it yet. I'll show you once it's done. But it's going to need a strap
At the top.
Yeah, to connect to the gorget. But I'll show you how I do it.
Yeah. I'll. It probably won't have that much detail on that.
Oh well, yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. How hard would it be just to bake? Because you haven't done shading per se. Well,
Yeah, bacon shading for the line work. What you're saying?
No, I mean, how hard would it be now from sort of there to just basically like, what's it called? The bucket where you pour all the.
Fill.
Yeah, if you could just sort of outline each area and just fill in like, not like a hard color, but just like a really faint sort of like.
You just use a brush.
Well, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not hardcore.
Sure. Because I think you probably need to sharpen the lines of fraction. But yeah. See. Yeah. I'd like it covered.
Yeah, I'll try and cover it.
Yeah. We've got half an hour, so we've made time back. We're saying we'll have to get Brett to do more work on his character, and then yeah, we'll do the full party. That's yeah. I don't know if we're quick enough painters or whatever, but and obviously it'll work better for the ones that are resin. But we can like for your one and stuff, we can that's like. So obviously you're not gonna chuck away swap gear or get a helmet.
Yeah.
The problem is you've got to paint the whole figure again every time you reprint it.
Yeah.
But if you're a quick enough painter, like if you just do a 45-minute paint job, and then he changes gear. It's not like you've got to it changes gear enough that it actually warrants a new figure.
Yeah.
But it's not all the worst thing to do if well, it's like it's not that bad to do a new one, provided that it actually warrants a change. Oh, the only thing I haven't done is the pots and pans on his belt. Well, that's not the only thing, but one of the things. Have you given him a shirt under the gorget?
Shirt under the
gorget. Is there a is that like a collar?
No.
No. Okay.
It's just your little lip thing that you've got on the top of your arm.
Sure. Look, almost look like there was a collar behind that. That's right. That one. It looks way more sort of comical, just with that the big step. Does he always walk like this, or is he just itchy? Far enough along. I wasn't going to put a puddle base on this one because it was going to be a print, but I will just because he will absolutely snap off the base if he doesn't. Doesn't have one, so he'll just need one just to knock it off. He never got a buffer. I've merged the full thing together now. I'm just doing the joining all parts together and shit. Gap filling and whatnot. It's that'd be cool. Get him, save all the assets and get him a horse later. We do a master version. I don't think we need to do that. How are you traveling?
Yeah, I'll be able to get him some sort of colour. Can you just flick up to his hat for a sec?
Yes.
Seeing that sort of shape, it kind of it's not dead straight up. It
No.
bevels out to the top. Hey.
No, the one you had before was better. You had I changed it to look like the one you drew.
Yeah, the one I drew was like different. I kind of pivoted a little bit. So.
All good.
I didn't know how I wanted to do the bloody line work, if I wanted line work, whatever.
Yeah, we'll work it out for the next time. Yeah, now. Later, I want to do a set of like fantasy town guards. Just I know I've got a gazillion medieval figures, but just a fantasy set of guards, and they like the one that we've got on the box and shit like that. Like maybe this guy's arc is he reforms from the criminal ways, and then he can join them, and that's where this figure can see more use. Every time we go back to whatever village we leave him at, he can be. One of them. Oh, ooh, the axes. Blade and stuff.
Can I just have a look at your
Yes.
character's face, just so I can get a nice sort of idea of how you've drawn his face?
Yes. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, just like a soft chin, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do anything terribly fancy. Good. Blade. That's gonna get backfilled anyway because it's close to the body. Right. Well, that's probably pretty close to it. That is Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah. So it's Daredevil.
Yeah, that's one of Daredevil enjoys it.
I saw the trailer for this week's episode, and it looked like it had a lot of the guy Muse in it.
Yeah, the from the last episode.
Yeah, the painting fella. I reckon it'll come down to like Daredevil's about to catch him, and then that police squad will rock up.
Get Daredevil instead.
Or try to. Something like that, yeah.
Oh, and then it'll go back to Wilson Fisk and be like,
Vigilantes.
you saw Daredevil, and then the first episode callback of
get rid of Vigilantes. Yeah.
You know, them giving each other some warnings.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. That doesn't actually go through his hand. The hair on his arm. The metal might with metal maybe do the shading. After the colour, because the metal's going to be vaguely reflective.
Yeah. Have you done anything with these shoulder pads?
Well, no,
have you done?
I didn't do anything special for them.
Like they're yeah, I was just gonna say they're literally like Rob Starks, like just sheets cut out.
Yeah, that's it. And then a little yeah, the strap that you've done. That's enough of that. It's no big deal. The only thing I haven't done is the pots and pans on his kit, but I'll do that now. Ooh, maybe I'll do a little bit of it on the boots. It'll be so much easier when we do Brendan's one, because he's already fleshed out the character, so we won't be going back and forth.
Who's got who's? Let's not get bogged down in who's backstories or.
Yeah, well, let Brendan do all the hard yards there. I'm gonna put one of them sort of bowls, sort of like cauldron sort of
Have
bowls.
you done anything with these backpack strappers?
No, I'm just going to leave them exactly the way.
Yeah, just a leather strap.
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
yeah, I was going to do one of the sort of bigger sort of cauldron things, because you've got the two ladles at the side.
Well, one's a big bowl and the other one's a ladle.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was going to do like this sort of bowl, like.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
But I was just going to put it like here.
Yeah, mine's a big pot with a fucking handle. Pardon the French.
Yeah.
Big French oven, but the cauldron looks cool.
Yeah, it will just fill that space basically, because I might even tuck it further around. I'll just use it as the base for the other two, and then stick a thing on the end. Oh, not that one. It should be, I guess, sort of bigger, shorter. Well, thought I'll use it as a base. So the little one, it's a little. Oh, we had to use all the labels and stuff for Brendan's. Okay, that's not good. When you erase the bits like that. Ooh, actually. Down. Other way around. That's on that side. And then you've got the big bowl, which is roughly the same sort of shape.
Sits there bigly.
But it's welded together or something. And that one's more like that. Spin it. That would give it a push. That's more. I better merged it. I did, yeah, good. Put those back on the unedited one. Back at this one. Alright, I think that's on my one. It's near enough here. Yours got a fraction of colour, so while you're doing the colour, I'll just keep adding some extra detail. Extracting cold bits. Yeah, I reckon red tunic. Could do like either a browny black sort of undershirt, or like a light blue maybe. Um, the pants could then be a dark blue. Or the brown, obvious brown, the brown.
What are your say I'll ask you a bit.
Yeah. Fill in that gap. Easier. Good. Now, like magic, it doesn't work. Cool. Boom, boom. I'll just spill coffee all over myself. What I get for not drinking it. And I'm wearing a white shirt, so if I wipe it out with my shirt, like, at least we'd like the smell of coffee.
Instant coffee, yeah.
Yeah. Coffee smell is not the smell. It's still on all this metal that's going to get put back in the crucible. So we'll turn the crucible on and it will ready roast the coffee. It's in my mouth and shit too.
Done.
Yeah, that was done. No. Yeah. Right, so your helmet's in. There's literally your helmet's a fraction pointier. I'm gonna make mine a bit pointier. It's a bit more silhouette-y. Yeah. Alright. I can't really spot any differences. I think it's just the colour we're waiting on your. Oh, you've done shoes differently. I'll copy the shoes. I've got time. Now, did you just take the shoelaces away? Did you
I did so that I could
redraw it?
redraw in
Yeah.
the seam underneath the boot.
Oh, sure. Add more pronounced sort of detail. and stuff. Ooh. Yep, did the shirt. Shoelaces. Pots, hands. Freezers in here. Ooh, the sides of the back. There's some more sides of the back. Just the boot left, pretty much, or?
Yeah, the boot, yeah, pretty much.
Cool, alright, then we go to colour and call it. I'll designate mine, and I can get it ready for printing. What are you doing with that?
I need to increase the size of the leg and then decrease the size of the boot.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That might take too long. Your helmets got changed at some point. I'll just update this one. Your nose visor is pointing down. So change this one to match. Yeah. Oh, the moustache is a bit bushier.
What is the how are your studs going?
There's one squarely in the middle.
Oh, at the top, like. What do you mean? Like that? You should just show me.
I can't zoom in while it's decimating.
Oh, okay.
But there's one sort of.
I'll just look it straight.
Yeah. Oh, right now that's when it's zoomed in on you. There's one here in the middle.
Yeah.
And then the rest. There's one in.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. So yeah, it's like a V from the top shoulder.
Yeah. So 3 along the bottom.
Yeah.
And then it goes 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. Alright. Clip. Any internal cavities, and there is. This would catch a lot of resin. Another cavity there. Inside. Any more? Some red. Nice. Yep. Probably smaller. Mine aren't that big.
Okay.
Mine are probably sort of 2/3 that size. Where's the black base for it to look nice? Yeah. There we go. All that. Yeah, that's the pattern. Alright, let's get some colour and then we'll call it.
He's quickly just fucking shit boot. One boot is sort of fucking cool.
You can worry about that after.
What do you mean after? Like,
Oh, well, I did. Ah, that's right.
are we one shotting this?
Yeah. Well, I don't think anyone would notice if we did the boot after.
Well, if they're as keen-eyed as you.
Sorry?
So if they're as keen-eyed as you.
Yeah. There is coffee inside my phone case.
What have you done?
I'll spill a full cup. Yeah. Big Brendan's mocking us. Ah, that would be Brendan. That was Brendan who was asking for the mustache.
Is it?
Yeah. I now recognise his name.
Oh, right. So you reckon...
Ah, 100%. Oh, now I've looked at it, it's his face.
Oh, do you reckon he thought this was his character?
No, no, no. No, I think he's clever enough to have worked out it's not. No, it almost could be dwarven. Um, no, I've got his stain. That's how I recognise it.
What have you done? Has he got the hair? Can you zoom in on his hair or not? Okay. Yeah, he's got the two little straps. That's what I remember when I went.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I should fix that.
Fix what?
Oh, a little bit on the belt. Around the belt. We could have made a pack. I reckon that's pretty done.
You reckon that's good?
Yes, I reckon. Yeah, I think so. Oh, okay, colours here. Let's have a little.
So what?
Yeah.
Was it his tunic was red?
Yeah, tunic red. I think. Metal.
Does he have like a sort of this outline around his tunic, and that's just
No,
that's just the lip for the
just red.
paint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dark brown boots, dark brown belt. Brendan says it's yours to name. Yeah, I think the soul set can also be brown. I could do like a dark navy blue on the legs.
These red tunics, they'd be quite a lot deeper. Like these, like tan
Yeah.
or something.
Oh, yeah, it would be deeper. Yeah, it'd be more like a maroon. It's still a little pinkish. Yeah. No, I'd go more red. But yeah, that's good. That colour's fine. Yeah, that's good. That sort of deep. Um, yes, I think the pants are deeper blue. like yeah, that sort of navy, yeah, like dark. Um, maybe it might get painted a bit more grey.
Well, yeah, we can just change that in, like, I'll do a shadow and highlight pass or some shit real quick.
Yeah.
Just the select tool or something like that.
Yeah. Then like a light, a nice, probably more aqua for the arms. I move the slider down. Yeah, yeah, that sort of thing. Something like that for the sleeves. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's isn't that color theory like red and blue, but you do the main red and then just the dark blues and stuff. Yeah. Then
Get some leather straps.
yeah, leather straps. Yep. I was thinking New York. Yeah. Yeah, school bag. I reckon for the blanket would yeah, same color there. I reckon the blanket ought to be like a light grey.
Yeah.
Which,
I think like
yeah,
a light grey, like this.
yeah,
this
yeah, perfect. Yeah,
light grey with like a sandy tone.
yep, yeah, I agree. Yeah, you'll need salty is all.
What kind of metal are we doing? Like a gunmetal grey or like a
Yeah.
dark metal or
Try. I probably. Oh no, no, that's not it. No, because the highlight color will be more of a silver. Oh, yeah, okay, if you're gonna do that sort of style.
it
Brendan,
depends what you want.
So, no, go a lighter metal. Because the pots and pans will be a dark metal. Yeah. Yeah, Brendan's names for suggestions for names are salty, smoky, or beefcakes.
Say that again.
Salty, smoky, or beefcakes. They're obviously all cooking related. Do we do the classic D&D and just roll dice?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if we can't pick. Yeah.
I can also do this and go and then go.
What are you going?
Getting. But you can color in the line work, so it's like of a different shade for like the armor and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
On his skin, so that it's not like black.
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah. Uh,
Stuff like that.
I think it looks better with the black line. Yeah. Yeah, this one's gonna take a couple of layers. Oh, he's been in the sun for ages.
Orange man bad.
Yep. Yeah, need more yellow. Oh yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, building it up. Oh, I need to change this airbrush timer. Hmm. Oh no, those straps will be leather or dark brown. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do some at the end. Do some wispy white lines. Yeah, I really dark metal for those. Mm. You'll need it. Like rub out the red on the over the studs. Oh yeah, the eyes are in there now. Yeah. Yes. Studs and laces.
All the same metal as this, or
Yeah. It's the name of the red's not a colour.
it's not colours.
What's the Indiana Jones? Oh, no, what's the other? Well, where's it from? Dead, dead, and red. Yeah. So I need to go with fraction. Are you darkening those or something?
Yeah.
I think you definitely need a light pass.
Yeah, for sure.
At least one on the Well, miniature painting has you know, like three is the general sort of rule, but
Yeah, happy with that sort of colour palette. That's it.
yeah, all right, that. Uh, dark brown over the strap on the shoulder pad. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
No, not that one.
You mean?
No, the shoulder pad, like the armor.
Oh right, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of has a Peter Dinklage vibe. The eyes and the short nose. No, I thought that was fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'd leave that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now we'll go like this. Let's go like.
Oh, right, I see. I guess you can make the case to leave the model weaponless because he's going to get equipped with all sorts of things. So that way you don't break with your wig. I do a highlight like over like the pec area, and then like the bottom belly area. Something happened. Okay. And the straps, for that matter.
Yeah.
Well, at least the top of the strap. Oh yeah, an orange or a warm yellow.
Just that same sort.
Hmm. Probably needs to be way more white. Yeah. Yeah.
Go back, so that we don't
Yeah. Ironing. What? How many little strokes there are? Oh yeah. Yeah, that works.
That's aggressive on the
I think it worked aggressive.
set artist.
Or can you shrink mask? Is there a way to shrink the mask?
What do you mean?
Like you've got that mask there. Can you do one layer of highlights and then like shrink it?
Oh no, not really. No.
No, okay. Can it ZBrush? There's got to be a way. I don't know when to do that.
It doesn't. It won't be able to like keep the mask, like the spacing of the, like you can shrink a mask, but it'll do it from a pivot point where it like
Yeah.
it can't.
Yeah, on ZBrush you can shrink a mask, and it just yeah would basically just give you this extensive layer highlights. Yeah, that's fine as is. I guess you could argue about a shadow pass, but no, I'd leave it there.
I can't do a shadow pass.
Yeah.
It's a bit like
Right, well, I'll export this one.
the fastest, cheapest, dirtiest way to do this.
What, the shadow?
Yeah.
Yeah. So save this fella as and then export this one. Yeah, it's gonna be most of the back layer. I normally shadow with blues.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like a deep one, but that's when I paint figures. So I don't know whether that will translate here.
Well, we've done a warm.
Yeah, the warmish
Warm
yellow.
white,
Yeah.
See.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I yeah. Yeah, white grey. Yeah. Mm. Yep. No, that's funny. Because we're probably going to put that like half faded out in the background anyway. Not faded, but like I better grab an image to use as the render. Put this. Yeah, do the Photoshop. Yeah. What are you drawing with the green? More out of the feet.
What's that in your brush? Error.
Well,
It's brush size 1. That's what I was gonna do this. Okay. Gonna do this.
uh, leave it blank for the way I want the image to do the image. Tape it off.
No, keeping it.
That ain't how this works. What's that with moon? Clouds.
Lovely. Adventurous pack.
Alright, Bob Ross.
Happy little sword right there.
Yeah. Well, you could have just hid the layer. That would have worked as well. Alright, well, cool. Alright, well, let's call it there.
Hold on. Let me.
What do you still got left?
Still got just a quick lighting pass on his moustache and stuff like that, so his face doesn't look so dead.
Alright. Leave that. Wrong. Alright, there we go. Done.
You want me out of here, do you?
I want me out of here. Alright, we done? Alright, we're done. Cool. Alrighty. Well, next time we'll do Brendan's character, and then Brett's after that.
All the crap we talked about, people who draw their D&D characters.
Yeah. Anyway, alrighty. That'll do for now.
Yeah,
Alright.
cool.